So welcome back to French Countryside Life. Had a bit of a week last week. I had filled a plastic tray with soil and put some grass seed in there, and the idea was, or is, that I was going to grow some grass in there, put that into the chicken run, and then the chickens would have fresh grass all the time. So I'll just show you quickly what I'd done just there. So that's all growing lovely now. So the idea is that I put a chicken wire mesh over the top so they can't dig in it, and the grass grows through the mesh, and it just keeps on growing and they can eat it. So I built a wooden frame, this thing here, to sit on the top with the chicken wire over the frame. And when I went to measure it up after I'd made it, there was some plastic tabs sticking out. So I thought I'll just whip them off and it will sit flush to the top of the tray. So what I should have done was gone and got the oscillating tool and an extension and did it properly. But what I actually did was got a standing knife or a utility knife, whatever you want to call it, and just hacked away at it, and because it's quite thick plastic, hacked away at it until some of them came off, and then I slipped. The knife slipped. I got my hand on the side of the tray. It went straight across and straight into the top of my hand there. And it was a brand new blade as well, so as sharp as anything. When I looked at it, I thought, yeah, that's bad. And I thought I'll just put some of them butterfly stitches on it, that'll be all right. And then it started bleeding, and I thought, yeah, I'm going to need stitches on that. So I came indoors with my hand over it. Jane said to me, "Are you all right?" I said, "No, not all right." Went through to the kitchen to run some water on it so I could have a good look at it, and it was just pouring with blood, pumping out, literally pumping out. So I thought, yeah, that's not good. So I got Jane to get me trauma kit from the car. Had some big old bandages in there. Stuck one of those on, and it bled right through that in seconds. So put another one on top, and that held it for a bit. So I said to Jane, right, I'm going to pop down to the hospital. Jane wanted to take me, but I said no, there's no point in you sitting there. And I was okay, you know, I was okay, no issues. So jumped in the car, shot down to Confalon Hospital, where I'd been with Andy, strange enough, so I knew exactly what to do. That's AJ in France, link in description. So parked the car directly opposite the A&E, plenty of room. This was Sunday afternoon, yeah, well, Sunday lunchtime really. Anyway, so went in through the door to the little reception window. There was a lady sitting there, explained who I was, and, you know, showed me medical card. I can't remember what it's called. Yeah, anyway, medical card, and me top up insurance. So she said, come through and take a seat. So I went through, and I didn't even have time to sit down. So the same lady opened up the back door of the waiting room and called me through, and went and sat down. Went and got onto like an examination bed, and she put a little table there, and she took it off, went, oh, lots of blood. And when I got the doctor, well, the doctor was just finishing his lunch, so I had to wait 20 minutes for the doctor to finish his lunch because we're in France. That's what they do. And so the doctor came. He said the same thing. Oh, lots of blood. And he put the anaesthetic into it. That's the only thing that actually really hurt. Put the anaesthetic into it, and he said that I'd cut an artery, which is why there was so much blood. So he had to tie that off once the anaesthetic had worked, and then put a few stitches in to close it up, and it wouldn't stop bleeding. So they put a much tighter bandage on, and I had to wait about an hour for it to stop bleeding. And once it stopped bleeding, they put a fresh bandage on and sent me home. I guess I was gone about 2.5 hours, so that included the 15 minutes, 15 minutes to drive there and back, drive there, 15 minutes back, waiting an hour for it to stop bleeding, and I was the only patient in the emergency room. So I had 3 nurses and a doctor, all to myself, and I was the only patient there. Fantastic. Bit of a difference to the UK scenario, I think. I think I'd probably still be sitting there if it was in the UK, but that's another story. Anyway, it's healing up nicely now. So it's been a week and a day. It's healing up nicely. I've got the stitches out hopefully on Wednesday. So I haven't done anything this week. What we do, it's raining like anything now. I don't think it stopped raining for 4 days. So I've not been able to do anything anyway, but even if I could have done, I couldn't do anything outside. So anyway, so what I'm going to do this week is just do a daily vlog for Sunday. So as you know, it's Monday today. So I've just got one job I want to do today. That is to put this in, which is an inspection cover. Now, if you're a long time subscriber and you've been watching me for a while, you would see that I put a new chimney breast over the fire in the lounge because the old one was manky. So because the log burning fire is a back boiler and runs the heating as well, there's a pump up in the chimney breast. When I originally changed the chimney breast, the pump was stuck, didn't work, and I took it apart and put it back together again, cleaned it all that, and it worked. And so I've been regularly running it just so it doesn't stick again. But I didn't. When I built the chimney breast, I didn't put in an inspection cover for that pump. Andy's going to pop over in a month or so, a couple of months maybe, to overhaul the heating system, and part of that overhaul is that we're going to put more powerful pumps in to push the water around to all the radiators, because it's a good sized house, and the radiators are quite a long way away from the heat source, from the fire. So I think it'll probably help to have a much more powerful pump in to push the water around through the radiators. So as I say, need to put in an inspection cover. So that's the plan, Stan. So let's get on with that. All right, so we're got the chimney breast here. I know the pump's around here somewhere, so I'm just going to make a small hole just so I can see exactly where it is, and then make the appropriate hole for the inspection panel. All right, let's get on with it. All right, so I can see the pump just there. Good. So let me just get a torch and I'll show you. All right, so you can see the pump just there. That is the cut-off valve there. So that's at the bottom of this hole. So it's actually a bit higher than I thought it was. So I'm glad I did that. Okay. Okay, so the door opens this way. So I've already put a little mark there, so just get it nice and straight. Good. Okay, so that's roughly what we want. I've just squared it up. All right, so I've just taken a photo of the pump to send to Andy, so he can tell me which one to order. This is the frame. It's got some little fold-out brackets. Yeah, brackets on here. So I'll just fit in there, and they'll fold down. So I'll just bang some no more nails on the back here, or the French version of it anyway. And yeah, then we're good to go. All right, so yeah, so as I said, this is the French version, no more nails. Ni clou ni vie, which I think means no nails, no sea. So I'll just put a bead of that on there. And that's your inspection hatch. There we go. That'll work. Yeah, so we'll just let that dry, do its thing, and we're laughing. Good. Okay, so so that's all done. It's a clean up and a tidy up, and maybe a spot of lunch. That'll do. So it's Tuesday today. Job for the day is to finally close down the pool. I would have done it a week ago, but obviously I got my bandage on today, so that's good. Just let some air get to it. Lovely. So yeah, so the job for today, as I say, is to shut down the pool. I've already moved all the pool furniture into the cabin. And what else have I done? Just I'll put the robot into the pool to clean it. I put some chlorine shock in there, just to kill any germs, a few days ago. So that's done its job. So just got to put some of this in. This is called hivernage. There you go, hivernage. Now what that does is it stops the build-up of algae in the pool, build-up of lime scale in the pool. We're pretty lucky that we don't have hardly any lime scale in the water as it anyway. But I mean, we've been here over, well, probably coming up on 18 months, I suppose. Been there some time, and we've not had to descale the kettle yet, which is crazy. When we lived back in Dagenham in East London, I had to descale the kettle, I don't know, every month, I guess. But yeah, anyway, really soft water here. So, I need to put in 400 ml for 10 cubic metres. The pool's just over 70 cubic metres, so it's 70,000 litres. It's just over actually, so that works out to 2,800 ml, which is 2.8 litres. So if I put in 3 litres of this, that should do the job. Good. So as I say, the robot's in the pool at the moment. It's doing its cleaning up job. As soon as that's done, we'll put this in, let that run for an hour or so, just so it circulates through the pool. And then we'll switch all the pump off and get all the water out of the pipes. Obviously it's really important that we get all the water out of the pipes because obviously if it freezes it'll burst pipes. And there's a bunch of other stuff that I'll show you as well. Alright, let's get on with that. Okay, so let's get this put in. This one. That's 2. And that's 3. Good. Done. Okay, so the pool's lovely and clean. Robot's done its job. Brilliant. Now, got to put these things in. Now, these are plastic. This has got a weight on the bottom here, and it's hollow at the top. So, as I'm sure you're aware, when water freezes, if it should freeze, when water freezes, it expands. So the idea is, rather than the water in the pool freezing and expanding and damaging the pool, what it does, should the water freeze, it expands and it squashes these. So these have got a fair bit of give in them, so it squashes these rather than the sides of the pool. So basically bung them in like that. These are all linked together. And they'll just stay in there and take up the slack should the pool freeze, which is unlikely, but plan for the plan for the worst. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. So, all right, all that's left to do now out here is just put the lid on. So, do that now. Then, after I've done that, we'll go into the workshop and dismantle the pump, get all the water out of the pump. All right, so let's get on with that. Okay, so that's the pool put away for the winter. Oh, just got to put Mano away, and a few other little bits, put them away, and all the rest of the work is in the pump room in the workshop, in the back of the workshop. So let's sojourn to there, shall we? Good. Okay, so it is Wednesday. Didn't really do much more yesterday. It was my birthday yesterday. I was 60 years old. That's ridiculous. How did that happen? That can't be right. I'm going to have to do the sums on that again. Anyway, like I said, I didn't really do much more yesterday. Today, I've already taken all the bits apart on the pump and drained down the swimming pool pump. I'll just show you what I've done there. Okay, so into the pump room, or junk room, I'm not sure. Pump room, let's call it a pump room. So, what have I done? I've taken off the pump inspection and the basket and the drain plug, so that's all drained down. I've put the pump select in between waste and filter, so that allows air into the system, so it all drains down. I've drained down the sand filter, so that's all done. I've drained down the heater. I'll show you that in a sec. Yeah, so that's all. Once this is all dried out, this won't take long to dry out. That's all good for the winter now, so that can just sit there and see through the winter, and then come the spring, put it all back together again, and that'll be good to go. So Mano's come in for the winter. I've got to find a place for him. He's there, like, in his trolley. He's doing okay. All right, let's have a look at the heat pump. So, as I said, took these two pipes off of the back, drained them down so there's no water in them. It's got its winter coat on, so that's good for the winter too. The IBC tank is full up and overflowing. So the sooner I get the other one fixed up, the better, I think. Good. The tractor's all wrapped up, ready for the winter. I've got a few bits I want to get for that, so that'll happen shortly, I think. I'll stop running for 2 minutes. So I just had my stitches out on my hand, so it's got a nice little plaster on it there. What's interesting is that in France they have infirmiers, which is nurses that just drive around to your house, do whatever's got to be done, and they get paid with the prescription or the ordonnance that that you get given. That's brilliant. What a fantastic service. So yeah, pleased with that. She said it's not really healed up that well, so to be careful with it. So I'm going to keep a plaster on it on my hand, and we'll see how we go. But I'll just be a bit careful with it, I think. Try not to knock it. Although I did knock it this morning on taking the pump apart, so that really hurt. But all right, spot lunch tonight. As I say, I think we're going shopping, and then when I get back, I think I might make a start on cleaning the valise. Yeah, all right. So as you saw, it's Thursday. It's been a quiet week this week. It hasn't stopped raining. That's given me the opportunity to do some stuff indoors. That I probably wouldn't have done otherwise because I'm working outside. But one of the jobs that I wanted to do was to give this a good old clean up. I've got the appropriate products. I've got some leather soap and some coconut oil and beeswax intensive care cream. So what I'm going to do is give it just a wash with some warm water first, just to get the obvious dust and dirt off, and then we'll get cracking with the soap. All right, so let's get on with it. Okay, so that's the case wiped down. Just bring your attention to a couple of little bits. On this end, you'll see that it's got some clearly very old stickers on them. So Bellac is a place about 20 minutes from here. So it says Baggages Gare Expedition or something like that, but Gare I think is station. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that's got all the dust off as such. So the next thing to do is get some of this soap on it, I think. All right, let's get on with it. Okay, so that's the case all nice and cleaned up. You can see by the state of the water how dirty it was. So I think the next step is to wait for this to dry out. I was very careful not to damage the stickers on the end, the paper stickers on the end. So I'm just going to do the outside for the moment. The inside's another story. One of the comments was that I should use a steamer to clean this, which is a really good idea, but I've just got to be really careful not to disrupt the glue. So I'll stick these down after it's all done. These marks were not cigarette marks, like I said. Someone pointed out in the comments that they're actually the other side of these. So you can see where the metal's rusted through. Good. All right. So I'll come back tomorrow once this is all dried out and get some of this intensive leather care cream on. Smells lovely. And as I say, give that 2 or 3 coats of that stuff, let that soak in, and that will make the leather all nice and supple again and nourish it all. But for now, I'm going to call it a day there, and I'll see you tomorrow. So it is Friday. What I do every now and again is back up the computer that I've got onto a big old memory stick. Jane was laughing at me last night Just thought it was highly funny that I was looking for the memory stick and I couldn't remember where I'd put it. I did eventually find it, but there you go. Happens to the best of us, I'm afraid. All right, so today we get a couple of coats of this lovely intensive care for leather cream. Don't know whether to rub it on a bag or get a spoon to it. It smells lovely. All right, let's get on with that. Okay, so that's the first coat on there. That's already soaked in there actually. Yeah, pleased with that. That's already soaked in. So I'll leave that for a day, let it really soak in. And I'll get another couple of coats on this and give it a buff up. And I think this will be ready to have the inside done. So it's looking really nice. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Good. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed the format of the video this week and enjoyed the content within it. I've really enjoyed doing it actually. It's been good. So, quote of the week. Put my bins on so I can see what I'm doing. Quote of the week is, I, not events, have the power to make me happy or unhappy today. I can choose which it shall be. Yesterday is dead, tomorrow hasn't arrived yet. I have just one day today, and I'm going to be happy in it. It's actually by Groucho Marx. Who knew? Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. It's very much appreciated. And if you'd like to give the video a thumbs up, and press the notification bell so that you know when there's new content, and maybe share it on social media, on Facebook or wherever, and maybe think about subscribing if you're not subscribed already. And all that leaves to say is mind how you go, and I'll see you soon.